The Real Frequency, a story of self-acceptance and finding your own voice. In the hallways of North High, everyone moved to the same artificial beat. A new trend, called the pulse, had taken over. Every student wore bright neon bands on their wrists that buzzed and glowed whenever a popular post went live. Rowan looked at their own bare wrist. Without the band, Rowan felt invisible, like a radio tuned to a station that no one else could hear. The constant humming of 1,000 wrists made the air feel thick and heavy. Jax, the captain of the debate team and the leader of the Pulse, stopped by Rowan's locker. He flicked his own glowing band, which hummed with a sharp golden light. "You're trailing behind, Rowan," Jax said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "The whole group is heading to the warehouse party tonight. You won't get the invite without a band. Don't you want to belong to the future?" Seeking an escape from the buzzing hallways, Rowan retreated to the school's basement workshop. It was a dusty place for obsolete hobbies. There, Sage was sitting at a workbench, carefully reading a wrinkled piece of paper. Sage didn't wear a neon band. "The noise out there is exhausting, isn't it?" Sage asked without looking up. "Everyone is so busy vibrating at the same frequency that they've forgotten who they are." Sage held up the paper. "This is a letter I wrote to my future self 3 years ago," Sage explained. "It's a compass. When the world gets too loud, I read this to remember my own direction." Sage handed Rowan a blank sheet of paper and a pen. "The pulse tells you what to think now. A letter tells you who you want to be forever. Why don't you try writing one?" Rowan sat in the quiet corner of the workshop and began to write. "Dear future me." The letter started, "I hope you aren't still wearing a wristband just to feel seen." As Rowan wrote about their love for old movies and the dream of becoming an architect, the heavy pressure in their chest began to lift. For the first time in weeks, the constant buzzing of the pulse felt like background noise that didn't matter. The next day, Jax found Rowan in the crowded cafeteria. Rowan wasn't wearing a neon band, but the envelope containing the letter was tucked into their bag. "Still no band, Rowan?" Jax laughed, loud enough for the nearby tables to hear. The cafeteria went silent as Jax pointed at Rowan's empty wrist. "You're choosing to be a ghost. Why would you want to be alone when you could be part of the most powerful group in school?" Rowan felt the eyes of every student in the room watching, waiting for them to crumble. For a heartbeat, the urge to hide and apologize was overwhelming. But then, Sage walked by the open cafeteria door. Sage didn't stop or say a word. They simply gave a small, encouraging nod. Sage was comfortable in their own silence, and that gave Rowan a sudden spark of courage. "I'm not alone, Jax," Rowan said, their voice clear and resonant. "I'm just keeping myself company." Rowan reached into their bag and touched the corner of the envelope. "This letter is my invitation to a future I actually want. I don't need a band to tell me I'm here." Jax's golden band flickered, momentarily outshone by the simple confidence in Rowan's voice. The students nearby began to whisper, but not in mockery. A few days later, the basement workshop wasn't so empty. Rowan was there, and to their surprise, Jax walked in. He wasn't leading a crowd this time. He looked tired. Jax looked at his glowing neon band with a frown, then looked at the paper on Rowan's table. "The buzzing, it never stops," Jax admitted quietly, sitting on a stool near Rowan. "Can you show me how to start? I think I forgot how to talk to myself." Rowan realized that true confidence wasn't about shouting over the noise. It was about having the courage to listen to your own heart in the silence. The neon bands eventually faded as the next trend arrived, but Rowan's letter remained a promise kept. Walking out of the school into the golden afternoon, Rowan didn't look for a pulse. They simply enjoyed the rhythmic sound of their own footsteps on the path they had chosen to walk.